I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration on setting up your home office so that's a bit more comfortable. A lot of times people when they go home can get pain in the shoulders and the back if their setup's not what they're used to, and sometimes there's a few things that can be wrong. So to start off with the chair's quite important. If you don't have a good chair, then it's most likely that either get a better chair or you'll probably need to continue to stand up and get out of that sitting position more often. What I like to do with my chair, so if you've got a fixed desk, so that means that the desk doesn't adjust, you always adjust the height of your chair to your desk. So I normally sort of have my shoulders relaxed, elbows at about 90 degrees, and you want them to be flush with the table. So if you're too high, you'll obviously come above, and so you sort of lower the height of the chair to that position there. If your legs aren't supported, then you need a footrest. The other adjustment that you can do is the backrest, so that'll give you the back tilt. Now I normally go sort of upright and then give it a little bit of recline. And then the third one, which is also quite important, is the tilt of the chair. So a lot of chairs, when they're sort of left to their own devices, will end up tilting forward, and that can kind of lend you to leaning forward and putting you into that posture. So often I'll come into a neutral position and then I'll tilt it back a little bit. And what that does, it means that you've got a little bit of recline in your chair so that you can relax back into your chair. Then when you come into your desk, you're coming in nice and close so that you're relaxed back in your chair. Your arms are flush, you want your keyboard within that reach as well as the mouse within that reach. Now everyone will have a different setup. A lot of people will have a monitor screen on a monitor stand, that's all well and good. Whatever you're using, if it's a laptop or if it's a monitor screen, just make sure that your screen is up at that level. If your screen, like if you're using a laptop, what you find is having that screen down there is going to draw you from that position there with your head to down, and you've got 3 or 4 kilos the weight of your head then going down, and that's what often will get you in the upper traps area. So another thing that might do is cause you to sort of lean forward like that, and you just start to, I guess, get wrong sort of posture through the shoulders and through the head. Same thing for a monitor. Even if you've got a monitor, if it sits low, then you want to make sure it's on something so it stands up around that height. I'll leave a link for one of these. This is just a laptop stand. So you should always use a laptop stand with a laptop. Normally just place it, and this version sits in there like that. And then you need to have a external keyboard and a mouse in order to use that. Otherwise you're going to be up here. So you need to be able to have those two things through here. It's also quite important to make sure that your screen's not too far. If you do have your screen further away, especially when you're doing work where you're concentrating, you'll find that people come forward and they'll sort of start to do those sorts of postures where they'll end up like that. And as soon as that body is forward, whether it be the head, the shoulders, then that's what's going to put a lot of stress on the shoulders and the lower back as well. So make sure you come in to the desk, relax back into the desk. Give mine a little bit more. So I sort of relax quite a bit back. I have my keyboard here, mouse here, and bring my screen quite forward, about an arm's length, so that I'm not inclined to come forward, because then it's going to be right in my face. The other thing to remember when working from home is that nothing will beat standing up and getting out of that sitting posture. So if you sit for too long, then you will get back pain, or you're more inclined to get back pain, particularly if you've got a chair that's a bit older or if it doesn't have all those adjustments. So making sure that you break the posture, stand up, move around, do some stretches, and nothing will beat that in terms of an ergonomic setup.